Good morning, boaters. Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad, here to help you have a better boating experience. Today, we're going to go up to Greenwood Lake to look at a 40 horsepower Yamaha for my buddy Brett. If you remember, we did an evaluation for Brett, unfortunately, after he bought the boat, and he had corrosion, and he had a prop shaft that was bent, he had water in the lower unit. Time out. Did you go through my used outboard motor buying guide before you bought this? No. So let's go look at a new motor, well, a used motor, to see if we can get Brett back on the water. In the meantime, my used outboard motor buying guide can help you so that you can have a better boating experience by doing the due diligence you need to do to go through that outboard. It's going to be on Amazon very soon. I'll let you know when. If you send me an email at keith@outboarddad.com with proof of purchase, I will offer you a phone session, $250 value, to help you with a motor that you're interested in buying so that you can save money and not be in a situation that Brett is in. So we're going to go up North Jersey on the border of New York, and we're going to look at this motor. I did ask a lot of questions over the phone to the gentleman, Nick. One of them was, is it a 20-inch motor? Has to match. Does it have a lot of corrosion on it? He said, no, it doesn't. It's a freshwater motor. I said, does it have good compression? He said, yes, you can check it. Great, so you're okay with me bringing a battery? He says, I have a battery here. You can check it, no problem. So I said, great. I want to make sure it's power, tilt, and trim. He said, yes, it's power, tilt, and trim. I said, can you send me a picture of the connections so I make sure that the cables, the throttle and shifter cables, as well as the ignition wire will connect using the controls that are existing on the boat, because if not, he's going to have to spend more money. He sent me pictures of that, so we knew everything would match up before I went up there. You never know everything till you see it, but we got enough information for it to be worth it for Brett to pay me to go up and do an evaluation. So we're going to go up and see Nick this morning, check out this video on what we're going to do and checking out this motor, and then we'll bring it back home and see what it looks like, if it's worth it. So here we are, Freedom Marina on Greenwood Lake. The lake is extremely low because we've had a lack of rain up here in the Northeast. So let's go inside and see what Nick's got for us. So the guys are working on the forklift to get this out of the way. So here's the motor we're going to take a look at here for Brett. This Yamaha 40 horsepower. See what it looks like. Okay, we're here with Kevin and Nick, and we're going to check out this motor. Say hi, guys. Hi. They're very, very photogenic. So it looks pretty clean under the cover. We're going to do a compression check on this motor and see what it looks like. Okay, so we pull all the spark plugs out. They are looking pretty good. They're newer spark plugs, all three of them. Not bad at all. I do see that we have a new gasket on our thermostat. He does say the thermostat water pump were done 2 years ago. It sat for a year, so I'm going to recommend we do at least the water pump. Thermostat fresh water should be fine for that. This way it'll save Brett some money. So let's crank this over. We're just gonna, I don't have my stand for my phone, so we'll crank it over and see what our compression looks like. All right, so our compression was good. We are 115 right across the board on all cylinders. And now we're just gonna crank up the power, tilt, and trim, make sure that works properly, and take a little bit of lower unit oil out. The other thing I noticed is one of the plugs seemed a little brownish, so we're probably gonna clean out the carbs just to make sure we don't lean out a cylinder as well. So let's bring this up, see what it looks like. We're just gonna jump it out. All right, crank it up. So we're gonna take a close look at the power, tilt, and trim here. Seems to be working fine. Looks nice and clean in there. Not seeing any issues with that, so that should be good. All right, let's just bring it down a little bit, and I just wanna get a little oil out of the lower unit, see what it looks like. That's good. Okay, so power, tilt, and trim looks good. Took the lower unit plug out and oil came out, no moisture at all. There is some corrosion from what Nick was saying here. When you're sitting on the lake and you have shore power, there is some electrolysis that happens. So we're gonna take a quick look at that so you guys can see what that looks like here. All right, so it is getting into the metal of the lower unit. I can see some here as well. So we're gonna check with Brett, make sure that's okay with him, and hopefully take this motor home. And then we'll do a water pump at the very minimum and clean out those carburetors. Okay, we got Brett's motor here. Nice 40 horsepower, We went through the basics up at the marina before we brought it home, made sure everything steers right. There is some corrosion down in the lower unit. It says it's from electrolysis from shore power when you're sitting in the water. He also mentioned to me he knows the owner. Nick has been up at this lake for 20 years. The owner bought this boat, ran it for 15 years with this motor on it. It was a pontoon boat, and all he did was putt out to the middle of the lake, tie up with a bunch of people, and they would have fun and party, and then we would putt back once a week at the most. So this has not seen a lot of hours. That's probably why it looks so clean. Now we're going to get in a little deeper. We're going to pull this lower unit off first. I want to do some cleaning on this as well. It's been sitting in his shop, and we want to clean it up, make it look good for Brett and for his family. Hope the kids are going to get excited to see the transformation. We're going to make this motor really nice for them. We know the compression is good. We've done all the other tests, so we know this is worth fixing up to get out on the water. So what are we going to do first? First, I want to pull the lower unit. I want to look at that water pump. Then I want to start looking at the fuel system. I don't want to just start pumping fuel in it. This did sit for a year in his shop. So there's definitely bad fuel in the lines. I don't want to force that into the carburetors. I'm just hoping to do a quick cleaning on the carburetors because it did run the year before, 2023. So we should be good, just sat for this summer. And we're going to clean all that out. And then we're going to fire this up, run it through its paces, make sure everything does what it's supposed to do as far as shifting goes. So let's get that prop off first, and we'll get into this a little deeper in the next video. We'll start with the prop, lower unit, go through the basics just like on my used outboard motor buying guide. So please like, subscribe, send me any comments that you have, and then tell me your opinion of this particular motor. 40 horsepower, 2001 Yamaha 3-cylinder engine, freshwater motor, does have some corrosion from electrolysis. Let me know your opinion and the experiences you've had, because we're going to clean this up really good. I'm going to go ahead and, just like the dentist does with a rotted tooth, we're going to sand out and clean out all of that corrosion, and I'm going to put a zinc coating on it. I like Rust-Oleum. Tell me what your opinion is or what you like to use, and we'll get this cleaned up and ready to go in our next video for Brett. So stay tuned. Have a great day.